Hey, this is Walk the Block with Kate Bullock, and we're down here in Mackenzie Town checking out Clean Club Calgary. We're going to do an exclusive feature, and they're actually cleaning right here on site. But that's not all. Today I have a special co-host with me, Adam Colasetti from The Culture Hack. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Kate. What are we doing today?
We're going to go check out Judith and her team. We're going to find out what sets apart Clean Club Calgary from all the other cleaners out there. Let's check them out.
All right.
I'm back here with Judith Virag from Clean Club Calgary, and we're going to find out how this all started, because you weren't always a cleaner, were you, Judith?
No. I started in an office. I was in corporate. I was an executive assistant, and I actually worked for fairly large corporations for 15 years. And there was that accountability piece missing. I was a typical executive assistant. Everything landed on my desk.
Right.
I was doing everything. It was great. I loved it. I learned a lot. But at the end of the day, I just was working so much and I got burnt out. So I quit cold turkey and I started a cleaning business.
Had you ever had any experience cleaning before?
Oh, a lot, yes. So I'm actually a refugee, and we were in a refugee camp for 3 years.
Wow.
And when we were there in Italy, that's all I could do because they wouldn't let me go to school. I was 15 to 18 years old. So I just worked for families. I cleaned, I took care of kids. I did everything around the house. And this family actually had a store. They sold pianos and gave piano lessons. So I cleaned the school and their store. So it was perfect for me. And then when I came here, I went to high school. And I was so used to having my own money that I started cleaning in downtown 5 to 10 every evening, Monday to Friday, and I cleaned office buildings.
Nice. So you kind of went back to your roots then, and what was the difference for you?
There's a lot of differences because the very first one, every morning I get out of bed and I turn off my alarm clock. And my alarm clock is this old thing that we got from the Canadian government. So it's a treasure for me. And I wanted to turn it off. And I was like, what am I doing? I don't ever have to do this again because I'm my own boss. And I started with 2 clients and we quickly got really busy, and I hired some of my friends, some of my families. I helped some of my family and friends come to Canada and live here, and really that's how it started. I never actually thought about starting a business, and somehow here we are.
And what really amazes me is from talking to you, you've not only started a business, but you've grown such a powerful team and culture, something more than it's not just a company. Right? You've built soul into this company. And what would you say is one of your favorite parts about your team?
That is very kind of you to say, by the way. It makes me a little bit emotional. It wasn't like this. I had a really big business meltdown in 2015, and I had a very toxic environment. And up until then, I never really thought about that. You need to build a culture. I didn't even know what culture was. And I hired a business coach. I literally went to Google business coach. The first one came up. I met with him, and he's been coaching me ever since. Wow. And so this was 7 years ago. And he introduced me to culture, and I do team building day, and that was the very first team building that we did. And we went together with the team and we developed our culture. And of course, you know how you are, you know your values, but somehow to get people like that around you was wonderful. And it was wonderful that the team developed it together, because then they also bought into it and they believe in it.
Absolutely. How big's your team right now?
We're about 20.
Wow.
I know.
And across all of Calgary?
Yes.
You serve all of Calgary?
Yes.
Out surrounding areas as well?
Some surrounding areas. Cochrane, we have one of our team members who lives out there, and a lot of acreages. We've got quite a few acreages.
Because trust me, they are such a handful to clean. I've got one. So Are there plans to expand? What's the future?
To be honest with you, it's interesting that you asked that question because 3 years ago, my very first goal was that I wanted to be $1 million company. And we're gonna hit that now. And I'm a bit of loss. Like, what is the next step, to be honest with you? I don't know. Clean Club Calgary, Edmonton. Clean Club Calgary, Vancouver. Kind of sounds good, doesn't it? I don't know. I'm just joking, but honestly, I don't know. I think the most important thing for me right now is just to making sure that we can keep the quality. Hiring has been very difficult, so I want to focus on what we have right now, and if we can build on it, great, but I just really want to focus making it great.
Well, it sounds like you really have. It sounds like you've built a beautiful team that is passionate about working with you. And that you offer your customers a very unique experience, and it's very customized to them, and you listen. You know, it's not just here's this package or here's this package, but here's, like, tell me what's right for you. How do we meet your expectations, meet your needs? And that's definitely setting you apart, right? And so for anybody looking to join your team, how do they get a hold of you to join your team?
They can go to Indeed. We mostly advertise on Indeed, and also on our website we actually do have a team page, and they can go there and they have all the information to apply if they're interested. They can give us a call, they can contact us through social media, whatever works.
Are you hiring right now?
Yes, we're always hiring actually. And also now the workforce is different. Not everybody's gonna stick around with you. You're gonna have a very few career cleaners, and you're gonna have a lot of people who are just doing cleaning right now, right? So, and you might be able to convince them to stay. And of course we work really hard on that. But I'll be honest with you, I love my career cleaners. And I love also my non-career cleaners, because that's what makes a team. It's just like a work family. Everybody's different and everybody's colorful, right?
Love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. My last question for you. For anybody who's thinking about taking on this mountain of entrepreneurship, because it really is. Well, it's more of a roller coaster. There's lots of ups and downs, right, as you talked about. What is one piece of advice you would have given yourself when you started?
I would say that it's okay to be a teenager, because teenagers have all their hormones and it's raging.
Okay.
And that's what it's like to run a small business. It's always raging, and there's some great days and there's some awful days, and then sometimes you trip yourself, and sometimes you just get it. So that's what I would say, that it's okay. It's totally okay to go through these, and it's normal. And I think people have a grand idea about it, but it's not what you would expect in any way.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. That's honest for sure.
And that's what it is. We've all been teenagers once, right?
You make mistakes, you find out the hard way. Yeah.
And when you're a teenager, that's what's like
expected.
that. No, that's your life.
Yeah.
That's what you're only gonna think is going to happen,
Yeah.
right? Just being a teenager, being crazy and running around and being with your friends, and everything is a drama.
Yeah.
At least for girls, maybe not for boys.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your origin story with me. It's very powerful, and I look forward to the next vision of Clean Club Calgary.